Welcome back to LeetCode Daily Live, where I do daily LeetCode questions, raw and uncut. So here we go. So today's question is max sum of a pair with equal sum of digits. So what do we have? We have you're given a serial index array num. So we have an array, and that's the only input we have, consisting of positive integers. So only positive integers. You can choose two indices, I and j, such that I so basically two distinct indices, and the sum of digits of the number nums I is equal to that of nums j. Right, the sum of digits. So like let's say if we have 18, the sum of digit would be like 1 plus 8, so that would be 9. Return the maximum value of nums I plus nums j that you can obtain over all possible indices I and j that satisfy the conditions. So let's see. So I think like we have to look at some examples to kind of like get the feel of what we can do here. So yeah, so let's do that. So the pairs I and ij that satisfy the conditions. So 0 2 satisfies the condition because, well, both numbers have a sum of digits equal to 9, and 1 and 4 also does because well, like 4 plus 3 is 7, so that's also 7. So my first thought is definitely well, actually, let's look at the bounds first, right? So our bounds is going to be 10 to the power 5, so that means realistically we can only have either ON or an n log n time complexity solution. So so we definitely need some ways to optimize this process, right? So how do we do that? So one thing, like one very obvious thing that we have to do is we want to find the sum of digits for every element in the array first. So after we do that, well, what can we do after that? So let's look at this. Let's look at this example. So we have 18, 43, 36, 13, and 7. Well, it makes sense that we want to group the numbers with the same digit sum together, right? So what does that mean? That means we want a map for this. So let's say we have a map that stores the digit sums. Oh. Yeah. Right. So digit sum. So what we have here, we have 9. Well, 18 will be part of it, and then we have 7, 43, 36 also has a digit sum of 9. 13 will have a digit sum of 4, and then 7 is going to have a digit sum of, well, 7. So so we put it here. Yeah, so if we do that, well, how many different digit sums at most can we have? We can have 100,000, right? So that means like we have enough time to check each of the different digit sums. Well, and also what do we want from these? We want the maximum sum that shares the same digit sum, right? So let's say we have like yeah, let's say we have like more numbers here. Well, do we want to check every pair here? No, we don't want to do that, right? We just want to get the two biggest elements. And after we get the two biggest elements, well, why is this happening? Yeah, so after that, we only want the two biggest elements, and we just sum them up. And then we have a running max somewhere, and we can just run through for each key, and then we can just like we can just return the maximum like of the sum we get like throughout all the keys, right? So that will be our solution. So let's get coding. So first of all, we want num's length. So the length of nums. What else do we have? We want a map. So we want digit sum. We want the digit sums. So that will be a default dict. And we want it to be a list. We want to start with an empty list. Yeah, let's call it digit sums map. So the key would be the digit sum, and then the value would be a list of numbers that have that digit sum. So that's what we want. And then so from collections, import default dict. So after that, what do we want to do? We want to loop through every number, obviously, and we want to get the digit sum. So we can have a an outer function for this. So so def get digit sum. So and then we want to pass in the number. So num, which is an int. We want to return an int out here. So it is good to like separate that instead of doing the logic here to make the code down here a lot clearer, I think. So how do we do that? Well, we want to separate. Well, in Python, we can easily turn a num into a string, and then we can break it up into characters, right? So we can easily do that. We can just do so num as string, be string num, and then we want we want the results. So we want the digit sum, and we basically want to loop through each character. So for C in num as string, well, we want to turn it back into an int, and then we want to add that into digit sum, and at the end we can just return digit sum. I think that's how it works, but yeah, so we can just do get digit sum down here. Yeah, so get digit sum of x. Maybe I should name it nums. Maybe I should name that num. So that will be the key that we want for digit sums map. And then because we are using default dict, we can just append safely the number we have. So after we have done this, well, we can just loop through every single key in the digit sums map. So for, well, we actually don't care about the keys. We only care about the values, like the list, and then we want to get the maximum numbers, like the two maximum numbers of that list, if that makes sense. So we actually only want the values. So for list in digit sums map dot values, well, we want to just get the two maximum, but there's an edge case. So what happens if like what happens if we only have one element for that list? Well, it couldn't be some, like it couldn't be summed with any other numbers together. So we just skip it basically. And also the question wants us to return -1 if there are no two numbers that satisfy the conditions. So we can just do max sum here. We set it as -1. So if we don't find any pair, we can just do -1 there. So if the length of list is equal to 1, well, let's just continue from that point on. Otherwise, we want to sort the list. And after we sort the list, we want to get the biggest two elements, right? And because they are sorted, they will be at the end. So we can just do max sum equals the max, so either the current maximum, or we can check if the largest two numbers sum is bigger than the max sum. So if it is, it will get updated. So at the end, we can just return max sum, and we should get the answer. Yeah. Nice. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.